Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 4th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening we're excited to bring you top sport action for the weekly straight to field race for the virtual Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. Maconi Entertainment is here for any action from all types of racing with top sport for the Maconi C Fixed Series, RTP, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Burns, alongside with the booth tonight is Braden Laster, DJ Lyons working the controls as our producer. Braden, Daytona is a fan and driver favorite, and when we visited super speedways here in this series in the past, there's always been action right to the finish. With that in mind, what do you expect tonight?
Definitely a little bit different of a racing style here at Daytona than Indianapolis Racing Park last week. So you're all hammered down, full throttle, your pack race. I mean, you got 24 trucks here, 24 fast trucks, everything on the line. I mean, a lot of guys are looking for their first broadcast split win. You know, Jonathan Evans has 3 podiums, not a single win to show for it. So I think you're going to see a lot of close calls and hopefully not many wrecks.
A look at the schedule as we start the second half of the calendar starting this week. You have draft-dependent tracks like Michigan left to go as well on the schedule. A decent mixture of races left on the schedule.
No Talladega, no other super speedway. This is our only super speedway visit this season, so definitely if you're going to make the most of it, if you're a super speedway driver, this is your time to shine right here.
Let's go straight to the points now as Bo Griffin Jr. is your points leader coming into this week. Kel Johnson, Dylan Bates in amongst your top 3. Jacob Snyder and Keaton Jones and the double-digit club as well here for the point standings. Of note, Jeff Maconi is up to 8th spot as well. But Griffin Jr. so far holding on to a tight points battle, Braden.
That's the top 10 separated by about 150, 160 or so points. And it's not the Latford system, or it might be the Latford system. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It's an iteration of that where it's not one car per position. It's, varies, first and second might be a 30, 40 point difference. And, 20th, 21st one, it might be a 3 or 4 point difference. So a track like Daytona, you got a drop week or two if you need it. You don't want this to be your drop week. You want to kind of save it for a worse track, maybe Watkins Glen, maybe Michigan, maybe IRP. But if you want to get a good win here, that's great for points. Bo Griffin Jr. there, your points leader. Only driver in the top 10 of points to have a broadcasted time slot win that came at IRP last week.
Well, once again, Daytona opens since 1959. 31 degrees of banking around here, expecting speeds to be pretty high once the pack is reaching as high as 190 or so miles an hour in the heart of the field.
Yeah, I see the bank. This is a track I've had the honor of driving in real life in the ARCA Menard series, and the ARCA cars have the same motor, the same drivetrain as the NASCAR trucks do. And let me tell you, they get great runs down straight away. And here under the lights, I think that's what we're going to see a lot tonight.
Speaking of the lights, they are about to turn on fully because the focus now goes to your starting grid because just 8 drivers set qualifying times. But the S.O.F is in the 4,600s. You had to have a 4,000 I rating just to make it into the split tonight. Let's take a look at the lineup. Parent Huggins on the pole, Jonathan Evans alongside Connor Truman and Dakota Lawn in row number 2. Sean Anderson, Rodrigo Dominguez in 6th. Colin Hughes will start on the next page, followed by Joseph Mealy. Then it's Benjamin Forster on the next page as well. You have Aaron Fazekas running out the field for the top 10, Braden.
Yeah, you got a lot of tight times here in the rest of the field because no one else took a time outside their guys in their top 8. Aaron Vasquez in 12th, Cody B. Johnson, and on the all account tonight in 11th, Joshua Williams in 12th, Jaden Carter in 13th, Matthew Stembaugh in 14th, Christian Sanford in 15th, Justin Howe in 16th, Brandon Cruz Monsaviaz in 17th, Ben McDonald in 18th, Caden Diedrich in 19th, Mitch Hughes in 20th, Philip Snipes in 21st, Brennan McGee in 22nd, Jeffrey Maconi in 23rd, and another Maconi driver right there next to the very own Jeff Maconi, Brady Powers in 24th. So teammates are a huge deal to have here at Daytona.
That's going to be one of our potential keys here. What are some of your other keys to victory tonight?
I think definitely having someone, like I mentioned, having someone to work with, having teammates, having friends. Friends go a lot further down this line than having teammates. Someone you can work with a lot, someone you can definitely trust. Getting a good bump, going 2 or 3 wide here is a little sketchy. 4 wide is non-existent. We're going 4 wide. Don't expect to make it through the next corner, as the saying, or as it goes. So just keep a calm, cool, collect the race. 25 laps. It's going to go by pretty quick. It's not going to be ideal by any means if you wreck out super early, but you got to be there at the end to win it.
So, as they roll, let's take a look at your Maconi Center Shop race analysis for tonight. Tonight's distance, 25 laps. Remember, 1 green, white checkered if necessary. Fixed setups, no fast repairs. This race can go by quick. Everybody works together.
And working together is going to be the name of the game. We're going to watch it all night. Some guys eager to get to the front. We mentioned 25 laps of Daytona is scary because they can go by really, really quick, or we can spend it all under the yellow lights here tonight.
Who do you think gets the job done tonight and why?
It's Daytona. Literally anything can happen. Jeff Maconi there in 23rd has as much of a shot winning as Perrin Huggins in first.
The weather conditions also pretty okay for tonight. No major wind conditions either. Perfect conditions for racing.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You asked who I was going with second go, looking through the field and really looking through the field. I got to go with Cody Johnson. And the only reason I'm going with that is because he's on his all account. So when I say you got nothing to lose, you really have nothing to lose being on the all account tonight. So Cody B. Johnson there in the number 6 truck starting in 11th. He's going to go for all the marbles here.
We'll see if everyone else picks up the marbles or if they roll over the racetrack as everyone tries to scramble down the banking for them. But right now, we're just about ready to go racing here tonight at iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway. Get happy with us here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment. The Maconi Fixed Series. In command, Perrin Huggins. Jonathan Evans will start in second tonight. And a slow roll to the start box. They go. 25 laps on the board. Green flag is up. We're underway from Daytona. Clean run up to the opening corners. They work still. 2 by 2 up at the front. Expect the runs to be pretty big if you work together like the outside is doing.
At Dakota Long leading, or not leading, but helping the outside charge. Jonathan Evans leading the outside from the front row there on the outside. Just a green flag drop. I mentioned Dakota Long. And Marigo Dominguez, the driver, we see a lot here on the broadcast time slot. Typically not up front in the action, but like we said, Daytona gives a chance opportunity to anyone. He's definitely making the most of it tonight.
And all about making sure you have awareness of what's going on around you as well tonight. Making sure your head's almost on a swivel to keep an eye on the traffic.
Yeah, I know some drivers actually have a spotter. Dakota Long has Jacob Prince in his ear tonight, so making sure you're able to know for sure if they're clear, able to help tell you, hey, do you have a run coming on the outside here, run building up by the wall. So having a roll up spotter here definitely goes a long way versus a short track or any other type of track.
Couple laps through, still on board for the outside with Long. Inside, Carly being led right now still by those who control the field like Perrin Huggins. And so far, no one willing to take it 3 wide outside those couple you see in the backdrop.
That's Brandon Cruz Monsavias and Brennan McGee out here from 17th and 22nd on the starting grid. They're already inside the top 15. Brandon McGee especially up quite a few spots. We do have a straggler, Matthew Stanball. I don't think made the starting grid. Not sure what the case was there. He did have an inch on the first lap, it looks like, because he has fallen about 6 seconds off of the lead pack.
Yeah, Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate for them, but this is a racetrack where if you try hard enough, there's room for 3 wide.
That's definitely not comfortable.
Yeah, you need to be careful with it, though, especially around the racetrack.
Yeah, like I mentioned, this track, I've had the luxury of here racing multiple times. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead. Evans, Dakota Long in the middle, and Brandon Masaviaz in that top lane we just mentioned. They've already got it going from the top 15 to the top 5 in just a lap or so. McGee really making that top line try and work, but so far it's Dakota Long in the middle with that advantage.
That's after the initial move down. And now it's some communication. Evans having a slice in front. That, once again, is kind of making it clear those two seem to be on the same page. Long not afraid to block the field.
That Long definitely throwing a long snap to try and get to the bottom, or from the top to the bottom, block Evans on the bottom. He's not able to do so. He's going to have to settle for that middle lane. Dominguez now up by the wall, running that high side behind Brandon Cruz-Masaviaz. So I think that top line right there by the wall is definitely making it work to get a huge momentum run on the straightaways. They have the numbers, but they just can't get through the corners as fast as they need to.
You block, you pay has to be one of the main sayings for tonight. Already getting squirrely as Long trying to block.
Yeah, we got this lead pack or so drivers. I mean, everyone for the most part that took the green flag is still in this pack. You see them 3 wide in this lead pack. They're a little bit more spread out throughout the field. So 2 by 2, mostly single file, about 12th on back.
Looks like Long's been able to stabilize for now already, Aaron, because one of the road racers for one of the sim racing teams in the garage, no more so for Stability Racing all-wheel competition over the years. He's already worked his way from 10th all the way to 3rd here to the back straightaway.
Yeah, Vasquez definitely making some magic happen right there behind Jonathan Evans. Evans, one of the more experienced drivers on the platform, came in as the highest ranked driver tonight for this Maconi C Fixed Series Daytona night race. And definitely, when you have a higher number, you have that experience, that's somebody you want to work with for sure.
Right now, just trying to get things worked together with Evans up on the top. Still 19 laps to go at the stripe. It's an art form to be able to push just right. You don't want to blow the motor here, especially in these trucks.
One thing I do love, as you saw, Jonathan Evans' back bumper didn't quite line up. What's even better about that is he has a Ford logo on the deck of that truck, despite the fact he's in a Toyota Tundra.
Interesting thought process. But hey, sometimes people like different paint schemes, and we're starting to see some of those different schemes go up front. Huggins controlling the top, Dakota Long controlling the inside.
Yeah, Huggins started the top 5 there for a split second, was eager to get back up front, made a move down the middle. Connor Truman also driver that fell back quite a bit. Now he's second on the inside behind Dakota Long, so some drivers starting to fall back, some drivers starting to make their way back up. Meanwhile, a driver slowly but surely making his way up through the field. Brady Powers, we talked about, you got a couple guys here. He's at the very tail end of that single file line on the inside. Him, a couple other Maconi drivers just kind of waiting, seeing how this one plays out before they start making moves.
Also, by the way, Christian Sanford also up multiple positions, up 9 in all this. So how tricky is it to make a lot of these slices to be able to get through this pack without being uber aggressive?
Yeah, you mentioned without being uber aggressive, you can sit there and you can try and maybe clear yourself. The second your spotter says clear, by the time he's done with that sit, it's a closing rate sometimes. By the time your spotter says clear high or clear low, that hole is already filled and there's a bumper there. So you can try and go down there, try and go high, and next thing you know, you're either spinning through the infield or spinning through or into the wall. So it's a huge trust factor. You know, if you send a late block, just like Karen Huggins did there, you hope that they're either going back out of it, not hit you as hard, or maybe try and give it that spot depending on who it is.
So coming to 16 laps to go, already at least 9 drivers up on the top side. Most people preferring the bottom. And you can tell that there's a lot of teamwork communication coming to play here, where no one really wants to lead for all too long because of those runs. But they're not afraid to cycle down the track, or in the case of Huggins, block off the run.
That Joseph Mealy now helping on that bottom, pushing Jonathan Evans. He started inside the top 10. He's quietly ran here the whole race. So in that 10 truck, that red and white truck, now they're going to have to settle with the outside coming down from that Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins. Lap traffic about to become a huge picture. Matthew Stanball way off the pace. It's literally a half a straightaway in front of these guys. So not even that.
You can see 2 and 3 wide, really forming up for the heart of the field. Lap traffic chooses bottom. And now this could be big trouble. Long moves up the track. Huggins moves to the middle. Looks like everyone else has gotten the memo on the traffic.
Yeah, Stanball trying to get below the yellow line. This isn't really going to work out. It's not the most steadiness down there. Able to keep it straight. Bob was a little bit going across the line, but after Stanball getting some unwanted TV time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Already, though, Billy able to get up to the high side. We haven't mentioned that name really with the last year time qualifiers. He now pushes along the outside line.
This outside starting to form a little bit. Joseph Mealy really making it work now. He's got a bump from Truman. That's Connor Truman. He started inside the top 5 there in third. So a couple guys have been up here up front waiting quietly. They're getting near the halfway point and say it's go time.
Out around to 14 laps to go. Connor Truman getting a push. Evans pushed to the bottom.
And this isn't going to work out. It's like I mentioned, it's go time for a lot of these guys, so they're going to get shuffled in or shuffled out. Evans is getting shuffled out a little bit. They're trying to hang on. Truman riding on board, or sorry, not riding on board with Truman, but see how dicey it is though, right behind these guys. Making it work. Good spin. Dakota Long through the infield. No caution yet.
No caution, we say green. The race leader spun down to the bottom. Also a spin for the number 12. That is Dakota Long, who is currently trying to get it gathered back up.
It didn't hit anything. He's going to be A-OK to rejoin the race, but without a caution, his hopes of winning are definitely next to 0.
13 laps to go, and the intensity level has picked up quick.
I mentioned it's go time for a lot of these guys. Still over 10 laps, like you mentioned, left to go. And I mean, you want to be up front coming to the white flag, not, dead last.
Right, a bit of a squeeze as now the outside line tries to power ahead. Perrin Huggins yet again on the shove. Truman thinking about offset 3 wide for a moment. It is 3 wide for him because Brandon Cruz Montsevice, the way you pronounce the name from various league scenes, he's working on the outside with Justin Howell.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how to pronounce his name. What he's doing out here is pronouncing his presence inside this top 10 or so from the back to the front. Once again, the end of the wall. That's not going to work out. Montsevice bobbing a little bit, able to keep it going straight. The whole front pack is bobbing. They're going to get turned. Around goes Connor Truman into the wall. The rest of the field following him. And we've got 4 trucks left.
Caution flag is out and a vast majority of the field is in it. No meatball flags, but a lot of destroyed race trucks as the big one strikes in the second half of the race.
Well, we always like to say when it comes to Daytona, when it matters, or when we're talking about the big one, it's not if, but when. And let me tell you, JP, you know who I'd love to be right now? Dakota Long.
Well, this is going to definitely help him, but better yet, it's going to help the only drivers to stay out here from the incident. For the 1, the 5, and the 3, Jan Carter picked up some damage trying to get through the incident. So only about 4 trucks made it through before Melee struck.
I mean, even had guys sitting there in the back waiting for it. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll look at all this damage.
You want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscription. subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage as we continue on here from Daytona. We like to apologize. There was a technical difficulty with the replay system at the exact moment the crash started there, but we can say this. Only a couple drivers made it through unscathed. A vast majority of the field, Braden, have to take significant repairs here.
Yeah, I think we actually sent a truck into the control booth, and that's when we weren't able to get a replay there, unfortunately. But a lot of drivers able to make it through with minimal damage. They're going to be A-OK here, ready to rock and roll. Dakota Long, one of those drivers that wasn't even in the wreck. He's been up front for every single lap of this race, gets spun the lap before the big one, and I'm sure he's definitely counting his cards right now.
Yeah, sometimes the luck turns out that way, but we have had two drivers pick up meatball flags at minimum. Sean Anderson and Mitch Hughes have massive damage to their trucks. Brady Powers with a black flag in session. Everybody else still either catching up to the field or getting repairs done.
Yeah, that's one thing about these caution laps here at Daytona. They're so long. I mean, caution laps typically a minute and a half to 2 minutes, give or take. So if you have 4 or 5 minutes of damage, at short track like Bristol, I mean, they're definitely going multiple laps down, getting that fixed. If not, might as well just quit. Here, it's only a couple laps, get back out, come down, take your optionals later.
So the drivers who stayed out this caution flag include Aaron Vasquez, Evans, Huggins, Carter. Everybody else, including Dakota Long, are staying up here from those decisions. Everybody else behind them, as was trying to say, well, they pit and got at least damage repairs. A couple people did take an extra set of tires there to be able to try and get more grip. So, interesting to note, there is a theory where usually you're faster if you have full fuel with the back truck bed. With the weight of the truck compared to those that are lifted up in the rear end, that's going to be tested upon here.
Yeah, fuel comes in about, a gallon of fuel weighs about 8 pounds or so, and with iRacing physics is very realistic, and that's something we see a lot in the real world is, the more fuel, the heavier the car is, the lower the rear end sags, and that means less air going across the spoiler because it's not as high in the air. iRacing, it's not a huge difference as much as it is in real life, and it's not even a huge difference in real life either. As you see Aaron Vasquez taking the road course king just for fun. So, full tank, no full tank, I think that the most important thing is keeping the front bumper on.
Of note, by the way, Jaden Carter does have damage to his number machine from the contact number 8, I was about to say. Dominguez, to his surprise, did have no damage. He pit still, and then once he realized, oh, there's no damage, came out of the pit box as soon as he realized it. He's going to be starting in, as a result, 7th spot. But Aaron Vasquez now in control. Then it's Jonathan Evans. Black flag being served right now by Brady Powers. Everybody else off and away. And that leaves us now with just a grand total of 8 laps to decide it here from Daytona.
that we just talked about, Marigo Dominguez inside the top 5 or so, 4th truck on the bottom line in that bright and yellow 24 machine. Only one top 10 finish in the broadcasting time slot in 4 attempts, and only 1 attempt really, or actually only 2 attempts inside the top 20.
Vasquez starting to play the line, starting to play it very dangerously, in fact, a little bit. Evans has the better run for the corner. Daniels, a lot of shoving effort, trying to come to 7 laps to go, losing ground.
That driver that got the worst of that for sure, Joseph Miele, on track, but 2 laps down. He's inside the top 10. I had a lot of fans watching tonight, so not going to win this one. So saw a lot of front runners. It's definitely opened some doors for some of these guys that were in the back, the mid-pack, waiting for, like Aaron Vasquez. We got low and slow car on the apron. That's Brady Powers. Still want to leave that up until right now.
6.5 laps to go. All of a sudden, the numbers have moved fully just about to the outside line here. Cody Johnson joining the fun as well. He joins top shelf.
They got a 4-car train there. Cody Johnson, like you mentioned, on the tail end of that train. He was running mid-pack about 18th or so this entire race. Red happens now. He's inside the top 10 in a great spot to go and win it.
6 to go. Lap traffic decides to come into pit instead. Still plenty of time for these drivers. Huggins robbing the yellow line, still working with the 4 truck.
Aaron Vasquez restarted up front and center. Hasn't really been up front till that wreck happened. Qualified though in 10th. Now trying to push Parent Huggins get back out front and center. Huggins started from the pole, one of the most successful drivers you've seen really on the Maconi C Fixed setup. Sorry, Maconi C Fixed Series, I apologize, and in the broadcasting time slots. Try and get another win here tonight.
A couple of those who start towards the tail are starting to make up some ground as well, by the way. Of note, Colin Hughes, to get a lot of damage done on his truck, has gone to 9th. Josh Williams is up there as well. He's at 8th.
Yeah, maybe it might be that Josh Williams, who knows, but trying to make some moves. He's got Dominguez going, playing ping pong back and forth, trying to get around Dakota Long. Finally picks the bottom. He's going to get 2 for 1 here past Cody Johnson as well. Try to get this bottom groove going.
Less than 5 laps to go here from Daytona. Side by side still for the race. The lead is on. Huggins prefer the inside. Evans the outside. When do you make the move to try and secure this here?
Coming out of 4th through the travel and the entire field wrecked in the corner behind us. Typically where I like to make my move for the win.
What if the field doesn't have? Well, it's going to happen. Up and over goes the 12. Vasquez involved. Dakota Long upside down into the catch fence. They're under caution.
Oh, we got one in the air. Someone came down the track and ramped off of someone else, Brayton Lasser Talladega style. That was kind of saucy, kind of not. Well, as you're saying, JP, well, if it doesn't happen, it did.
Christian Sanford was amongst those upside down in the grass from all that as well, on getting barrel rolled over. And what was it about your strategy again? Well, it just happened.
I say that you got to be there at the end, and that definitely is going to end a lot of these drivers' races early.
This may get us to green light checker territory. In fact, let's take a look one more time.
So it starts on this inside. I just see a bump and push going wrong. That's Vasquez goes around into Dominguez and a couple others. The 12 Dakota Long who got that lucky break, and then the C-Cart barrel rolling here. Oh, man.
Yeah, that was
Christian
the
Sanford and the 11 did a real great job. He was actually behind the entire pack. Did a great job at slowing down, sees it happen, and gets it lowered up, tries to go through the grass to avoid armor. He was only going about 80 miles an hour at impact, and his truck just didn't really like it. See how far back he is. He's just not coming off turn 4. He's literally 5-6 seconds late to the scene, and there's nowhere to go.
And right here, it's the brakes. And nowhere to go as a truck rolls down the track. And a vicious crash that sees him drive away with the meatball flag.
Fresh is on the meatball flag and didn't have to tow. So missing front bumper. It doesn't look that, okay, it's pretty bad. He can't keep it in the corner. So Sanford amongst multiple drivers trying to get some damage fixed. And you know what this is gonna put us in here, JP? gonna push our one and only green-white checkered attempt.
Some more people like Carter coming in from the contact. As expected, drivers like Dakota Long, Connor Truman in. Meatball flags include Carter, Sanford, Hughes, Dominguez. Mandatory repairs to their trucks. And interesting to note, this does flip the field a bit, expecting to get the green-white checkered signal. Maybe this upcoming time by. If not, we'll see how many laps we get. We might go 26 here, it looks like the last split we just ran.
Yeah, so some drivers trying to get some damage fixed from that previous wreck. Some trying to repair their newly acquired damage. Meanwhile, up front, staying on out, Perrin Huggins up front, Jonathan Evans behind him, Joshua Williams right there in line behind him, Ben McDonald, driver started all the way back in 18th, Benjamin Forrester started just inside the top 10. So a lot of names. Jeffrey Maconi in 23rd, or started 23rd, up to 7th already. So I mean, a lot of guys we didn't talk about previously or haven't been up front in the action. This is their time to shine right here, right now.
Remember, what's the saying? It's points paying time. And if you want to battle for a championship like Jeff has all of a sudden been doing here on the service, this is where you need to show up, especially at Daytona with how many laps to go, and then survive it.
Yeah, green-white checkers definitely make you feel a little anxious, and then you go to that track like Daytona, Talladega, and it's not a fun time at all.
Expecting one to go here. Huggins in control. Evans in second. Then Josh Williams, Ben McDonald, Benjamin Forrester, Jeff Maconi, and super spotter Caden Dietrich are your 7 who stay out here alone. Philip Snipes from 21st to 8th. Everyone else, a lot of people actually still yet to get the trucks fixed. They are going to have a lot of people down to horsepower here for this GWC.
You see, I'm looking through the field and we mentioned Josh Williams. You didn't think it was the real one. I don't know if you've taken a look at his profile, JP. I think this might be the real NASCAR Xfinity Series driver, Josh Williams, here tonight to try and get some seat time. Or it might be the spotter.
It's the spotter.
Is it a spotter? Okay, the account's 16 years old. So that's definitely one of the older accounts on iRacing. 7,000 plus races on the platform. So restarting 3rd here on a green-white check at Daytona, I'm sure is not new to him at all.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Josh Williams is the spotter one, at least. There's been apparently the storyline of, is it his, is it not? For many years, he's run whatever car he's spotting or truck he spots for in real world on the paint scheme. Part of the paint scheme policy not in the session tonight is that loaded scheme. He does have one of the front row schemes on the truck for reference tonight to the 38 team for what they've done this season.
I'm sure, like I mentioned, 7,000 plus career official. Only official Lexington County hosted or anything fancy smancy like that starts here on the iRacing platform. Over 1,000 wins. So he's won 1 in 7 races. Try and get another one here done tonight.
2 laps decided, and Williams already trying to play some games. Now, Huggins getting a small advantage. No one on his bumper. That could cause some different things to happen here. Williams jumps the start a touch for the 2nd row, and now he fills the gap.
And not quite able to get clear high. Evans still hanging on the right rear, pulling Josh Williams back. Evans now with a run side by side for a second there, and Perrin Huggins out front. If we get a caution right now, that should be race over.
Next flag ends it. 2 laps to go. Right now, 9 drivers with a chance to win it based on the damage. Huge block from Huggins. He goes all over the racetrack. Evans goes to push now Huggins' truck on the high side.
Williams on the bottom has some help from McDonald. They're making it work side by side on the 2 wide. You see Jeff Maconi there in 5th on the outside of the 03 truck from almost dead last. Trying to get a win here. Coming off turn 4. White flag in the air.
Coming up to the final time around at this point now, from this point forward, it comes down straight to the finish. Who will survive the run to the checkered? Huggins outside, inside, controlled by Williams.
18 trucks on the lead lap. Any one of them got as much of a good a chance as the other as winning. Huggins currently in that best chance, I feel like, with the outside. Jonathan Evans pushing him and Maconi pushing Evans. So 4 or 5 trucks on the outside. Try and get formed together down the back straightaway. Third line starting to form up there by the wall. It's Cody P. Johnson.
No help though. No one to take him to the promised land. Near contact as well. Huggins, Evans starting to stretch it out. Williams trying to take a jump. Jump to the outside by Evans. No help to take him. Block to the inside for Huggins. 3 wide as here comes McDonald. McDonald inside, but it's Perrin Huggins who gets it by 2 1,000ths.
The McDonald tried everything he could. 4 tires in the grass, didn't matter. And coming up just about half an inch short there to Perrin Huggins. I mean, they're 3 wide for second. Nothing you can really do. Huggins trying to block, and whew, man, that was close.
Too close for comfort. And the aggression ends up holding on to the very end. How about some power moves from the 16 to try and open up the bottom there?
I mean, that's what you got to do. Ben McDonald started 18th, and definitely a win in this field is it goes on a resume. That's a win you don't forget, especially through the grass. And you always want to sit there and think, what could I have done differently? He might just be content with that second place finish.
Let's take a look at the finish. This is coming to the white flag, and it seems calm from here. It was not so calm the next time.
Things started to get dicey there in 3 and 4. Jeff Maconi had a little bit of contact with Benjamin Forrester there going into 3. Knocked Jeff and those guys out at that point. It was about a 4 or 5 truck race. Someone's really in it at that point to help one another. And you see Johnson move to the outside here coming off a 2. That run ends up fizzling quite a bit. And I think that's kind of the start of the chaos. And Johnson trying to get back in line. Drivers, it's the last lap.
This is right about where it gets intense. Top 2 start to pull out, working together, and then bam, contact starts to open up the crazy train. And the 16 sees what's happening in front, says, you know what, I'm just going to go for the inside for it.
Yeah, Huggins trying to block every single line he can there. Even goes below the yellow line a little bit too late, but able to hang on to it at the line. I mean, Huggins doesn't get the greatest eggs that McDonald does, and right there at the line. I mean, if the start-finish line was painted a little bit crooked, I think Ben McDonald would be their winner.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, post-race results, you're watching iRacing, Maconi Entertainment for coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to iRacing's virtual Daytona for post-race coverage here for the Maconi Fixed Series after a thrilling race between Huggins and the pack. In the very end, The race results came down to 2 1,000ths of a second in the official in-sim results. Let's take a look. Huggins, McDonald, Evans, Josh Williams, and Ben Forrester, your top 5. Cody Johnson in the main pack, finished in 6th. Phillips Knights was up there with Caden G-Trick. Jeff Maconi finishes off in 9th. And in your top 10, Matthew Stambaugh.
Stambaugh has a great recovery there to finish inside the top 10 after an issue early on. Brendan McGee up 11 spots as well. To finish 11th, Connor Truman goes from the front to the back after a late race incident in 12th. Con Hughes in 13th. Aaron Vasquez stayed out early and able to lead a couple laps. He's going to end up 14th. Brandon Cruz, Monsavias, I forgot how to say it. That's my bad there. JP in 15th. Rodrigo Dominguez in 16th. Christian Sanford in 17th. Last truck on the lead lap. Dakota Long after catching a little bit of an air. Same with Christian Sanford. So our 2 airborne-ish trucks able to keep all 4 wheels on the ground and finish on the lead lap. Brady Powers in 19th, Joseph Melee in the 20th, Jaden Carter in 21st, Justin Howell 22nd, Sean Anderson in 23rd, and Mitch Hughes is the biggest, I guess, wrecker of the night. At least he had the heaviest damage there in that first wreck. He's going to finish 12 laps down in 24th.
That's what we talked about at the run over here tonight. We do have one of your drivers already standing on by. Let's get the perspective from the 3rd place finisher, Jonathan Evans. What was that finish like from your perspective?
Oh, that finish was crazy. Yeah, the truck was quick today. I mean, I feel Perrin and I worked together really well once again, just trying to be there at the end. And we normally just try to work together for as long as possible until the white flag. And once we were coming out of 4 there, I built my momentum. And I went for the move on the high side and just didn't get the pushes, unfortunately, to win the race. But, you know, once you go to Daytona, you're always very happy to just walk away with a clean truck and a top 5 finish to go with it. So, yeah, it was very fun, very enjoyable race, and not too bad.
Overall, though, how would you describe the fun of Daytona week?
Oh, it's been a blast. I think I've done 2 other Daytona races this week, and both of them I've been wrecked in, so this was a nice change of pace right here. You know, being able to work together with Perrin, Dakota for a little bit, and yeah, just was there at the end, managed to get a good result out of it.
Well, next up on the combination, our draft-dependent track, Michigan. Your thoughts on MIS?
I've actually never done a race at Michigan ever in my iRacing career, so it would be interesting to try to learn it, and hopefully I can get to grips quickly and have another good showing next week.
Well, Jonathan, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you, guys.
Jonathan Evans coming away with a solid run here tonight in 3rd. We also have Jeff Maconi standing on side of the next moment or so here. So as we wait for him to be dialed up here, he is with Braden.
Jeff Maconi, I don't know if you knew this, but he had a streak of top 10s coming into tonight. They're going to extend that streak to 4 races now, starting at Mid-Ohio. You had a front row seat for all the action, including coming to check on flag on the last lap. Talk us through where it went wrong.
Well, I did not know I had a streak of top 10s. I feel like I've not been performing well this season, but I think I was like 6th in points coming into it, and I'm going to, I think, jump up to maybe even 4th, probably 5th. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I restarted 6th. I moved up. I gave Jonathan a really big push. I was going to stick with him, and then we got all tangled up. Coming off of 4 there, I got bumped, so I got knocked up out of the way and finished 9th. But it was a lot of fun. I sort of hung out at the back the whole time, just waiting for those wrecks to coming past, which they did. And really, the big thing of the night was survival. There were a lot of destroyed trucks at the end.
That talk us through, you mentioned survival. That's a huge strategy for a lot of guys. Is either want to go out early on, go out swinging, and try to lead a lot of laps and stay up front, or I know you and Brady Powers and a couple of the other teammates and friends back there, just kind of Sunday cruising back to pack, waiting for the wrecks to happen, and the other drivers take themselves out.
Yeah, there's a couple ways to go about it. A lot of people like to try and be at the front where you're going to be ahead of the wrecks. That way you never even have to dodge them. Some people like to be in the middle and they just pull it all the way to the inside. Me personally, I like to be the absolute last car in line, nobody behind me so that I don't get run over. And then if I see a wreck happening, I just brake as hard as I can, come to a stop. It doesn't matter. You know, you'll gain the positions when you pass them on pit road, but that's just how I like to play it. Brady was doing the same thing. He got passing under yellow penalty, unfortunately. Otherwise, he would have been right up there with me, but it was a lot of fun working with him. The biggest thing with tonight, though, was I knew this was going to be a really, really stout field. It was the largest S.O.F. We've had so far this season, and it was just going to boil down to survival, and it did. And even though I got bumped off of 4, I was looking at like a 4th, 5th place finish, but 9th, I will still take that. Good amount of points and definitely a lot of fun.
Yes, of course. Anyone want to thank en route to your 4th top 10 in a row here?
Well, I'm just really, really happy to be here. I am shocked that I've had those top 10s in a row, especially at Lucas Oil. I was really bad there. But huge thank you to you guys for putting on an awesome show. As always, it's incredible what the Maconi Setup Shop and Maconi Entertainment teams do behind the scenes. Huge shout out to Victory Sim. They're opening up a new sim center in, I believe, Mooresville or Charlotte, North Carolina. I think it's in Mooresville. But check out Victory Sim. They're opening up a new sim center in a couple weeks. Awesome people there. Bruzy Racewear, Ron the Snack Guy, WSMN Broadcasting, everyone that helps make all of this happen. It's a ton of fun being able to do this every Wednesday night. And a huge thank you, as always, to iRacing for hosting us on their channels. Really cool to see that, and all the people watching. Thank you to them as well.
Yes, sir. We'll appreciate you running, putting a good show, and giving us the opportunity, as well as everyone else, to participate, commentate, and race in the Maconi Setup Shop or the Maconi C Fixed Series. So appreciate it, Jeff, and we hope you have a good one.
Thank you, you guys as well, and Brayton, good luck at Salem. That's going to be awesome for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Once again, that's Jeff Maconi running our discussions here. So, next time when we go to Michigan, that will be starting off on July the 29th. 8:15 is the first time spot. If you want to be able to race here on the platform and race this series, all you do is go and register. After all, the next race is in less than 10 minutes from now if you want to join the fun at Daytona. To learn more, go to iRacing.com. Your final thoughts on tonight, Braden, though, as we get ready for MIS?
Well, we talked about the finishes here at Daytona were like none other, and sure enough, we had a repeat of that. Nice, exciting finish, photo finish there across the line, and we saw a lot of torn-up race cars, a lot of torn-up trucks. I'm sure a ton of these guys are eager to get back to Michigan and hope we have a good, clean race.
On that note, I thank the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as reviewers for tuning in. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brian Laster. DJ Lyon was our producer. Thanks to our social media viewers and for our viewers in general for watching tonight's action. I hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to your entire staff for bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time when we go racing from Michigan.